Let's all invoke God's blessings before we start our special assembly. Kindly join your hands, close your eyes, bow your head, and do not repeat after me. Merciful God, help this world, consumed as it is with greed, arrogance, and self-interest, to realize that those outside, the poor, homeless, outcast, exploited, and marginalized, are our equals in your eyes, and as brothers and sisters equally deserving of our care. Let us not forget to whom your love and healing touch brought such transformation, the hungry, blind, lost, and lame, and look for opportunities to do likewise in your name. Amen.
No cause can justify the abuse of human rights. A very warm welcome to our director, Mrs. Patricia Matthew,
Our education consultant, Mrs. Manju Gupta,
our principal, Mrs. Sheetal Sharma,
our principal, Mrs. Sheetal Sharma,
our vice principal, Mrs. Rebecca Sinha.
teachers, sirs, and all my dear friends.
Today, we the students of grade 8 are here to celebrate the occasion of World Human Rights Day. Yes. Do such things really happen in our society?
This harsh reality is a reflection of people's life in our society.
Then what can one do to escape such treacherous situations?
Well, that's why one should be aware of his or her rights.
Oh, we humans do have some rights. Do we?
Each one of us is entitled to certain rights, and my friends who are a part of the Human Rights Club of our school will help you understand them in a lucid manner.
Human rights are rights inherent to all human beings, regardless of their race, gender, nationality, religion, ethnicity, or any other status. Human rights include right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture,
freedom of opinion and expression, right to work, to education, and many more. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination.
There is now near universal consensus that all individuals are entitled to certain basic rights under any circumstances. These include certain civil liberties and political rights, the most fundamental of which is the right to life and physical safety.
To protect human rights is to ensure that people receive some degree of decent humane treatment. To violate the most basic human rights, on the other hand, is to deny individuals from their moral and fundamental entitlements.
It is, in a sense, to treat them as if they are less than human and undeserving of respect and dignity.
In today's world, not only girls but boys are also victims of sexual abuse. Victims at such times start blaming himself or herself for the act. Victims should not suffer, but instead seek help from the concerned authorities.
The timely acts by the government and judiciary will help curb such inhumane acts. Rigid and stringent laws should be enacted, enforced and implemented.
Oh, now we get it.
Even in the 21st century, we still hear about female feticide and domestic abuse of women. This unfair treatment has to stop. Everyone, no matter what, deserves an equal treatment. Here is a song which will strike a chord in each of our hearts.
nowadays, it's very common to hear how girls are being given false promises of better jobs and landing at different countries, ending up doing odd jobs.
Oh, now I understand why those 6 girls were trapped by the consultancy, promising them lucrative jobs.
You know, that's human trafficking. Human trafficking entails the illegal trade of people who are then exploited in various ways like forced labor, organ removal, and harboring children for war purposes.
Human trafficking also involves recruitment or transporting people into a situation of exploitation through the use of violence, deception, and forcing them to work against their will.
In other words, human trafficking is a process of enslaving people and coercing them into a situation with no way out and exploiting them. Trafficking in person is a serious crime and a grave violation of human rights. Every year, thousands of men, women, and children fall into the hands of traffickers in their own countries and abroad.
Almost every country is affected by human trafficking. Human trafficking is a business of stealing freedom from people for profit.
Hey guys, did you prepare for the political science test?
Oh no, I completely forgot about it.
Well, that's not a problem. We'll help you out. Our first fundamental right is right to equality.
Followed by right to freedom.
Continued by right to religion.
Then, right to constitutional remedies.
And then cultural and educational rights.
You forgot the most important right for exploitation.
Oh no, it is not right for exploitation. It is right against exploitation.
Hey guys, did you know that we also have a few articles to protect us? One of them is Article 3, right to life, liberty and personal security.
Even I know one. Article 4, freedom from slavery.
Article 5, freedom from torture and degrading treatment.
Human Rights Day is celebrated annually across the world on 10 December every year. The date was chosen to honor the United Nations General Assembly adaptation and proclamation.
Human Rights Day is a worldwide observance celebrated by people all across the world to get the real rights for human beings. This day is celebrated to improve the physical, social, cultural, and spiritual well-being of the vulnerable group of people globally.
A single moment of understanding can flood our whole lives with meaning. A single thought can enlighten us. And now, here are my friends to share a few quotes on human rights.
Give every human being every right that you claim for yourself.
We all cannot succeed when half of us are held back.
All humans are born free and equal in dignity and rights.
To deny a person their rights is to challenge their very humanity.
Peace can only last where human rights are respected, where people are fed, and where individuals and nations are free.
Whenever men and women are persecuted because of their race, religion, or political views, that place must, at that moment, become the center of the universe.
We believe that human rights transcend boundaries and must prevail over state sovereignty.
A dance too can ignite our inner soul, and so my friends are here to express their anguish and concern through their performance.
From the very beginning,
kidsforglobalpeace.com.
Do you remember the first scene where the boy was being deprived of education? It was so disheartening to see him.
We are so lucky to be going to school. There are so many children who yearn to get educated.
Well, that's the act of child labor. Child labor refers to the exploitation of children through any form of work that deprives them of childhood, interferes with their ability to attend regular school, and is physically, mentally, socially, or morally harmful.
Such exploitation is prohibited by legislation worldwide, although these laws do not consider all work by children, as child labor exceptions include work done by child artists, family duties, and supervised training.
In world's poorest countries, around 1 in 4 children are engaged in child labor. The vast majority of child labor is found in rural settings and informal urban economies.
Poverty and lack of schools is a primary cause of child labor. It ruins the life of the child, blocking all the venues of education and progress.
It is our responsibility to stand guard against child labor and report it to the concerned authorities if we witness child exploitation in any form.
Healthy and educated children are an asset to the nation. So here are my friends to recite a poem on the rights of a child.
Isn't it right that every child should have a bed, to have a roof over their head? Isn't it right that every child should be shown affection, be safe, secure, and have protection? Isn't it right?
We all have the right to education. Seek help, receive the right medication. Everyone has the right to get nutrition, not malnutrition. We are equal, isn't it right?
Express yourself. Don't be afraid. Be yourself. We all are equal.
There's no one like us on earth. We are special. Everyone is valued the same amount of earth. We are all on the same level. We are equal. Isn't that right?
तो आइए अब हमारे हिंदी नाटक के माध्यम से जानते हैं हमारे मौलिक अधिकार।
हा 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 हा। सुनो, मेरी भी सुनो।
क्यों सुने तेरी? तू है कौन?
मैं इस देश का संविधान हूँ, जिसको अंबेडकर जी ने लिखा था। क्या आप जानते हैं संविधान के बारे में?
नहीं जानते।
तो आओ आपको बताएं संविधान के बारे में। पापा पापा, मुझे गोवा जाना है।
क्या? तुझे गोवा जाना है? पर क्यों?
स्कूल से ट्रिप जा रही है।
तुम एक लड़की हो और मैं तुम्हें इतनी दूर नहीं भेज सकता।
पापा प्लीज मुझे गोवा जाने दो, मेरे सारे दोस्त जा रहे हैं। पापा प्लीज।
एक बार कह दिया कि नहीं, और मेरे पास पैसे भी नहीं है। जाकर अपना काम करो।
पापा पापा।
बेटा कहाँ था अभी तक?
पापा मैं दोस्तों के साथ खेल रहा था। पापा मुझे 20,000 रुपए चाहिए, गोवा जाना है।
बस 20,000? 20,000 से क्या होगा? ले 30,000, जा मजे कर।
थैंक यू पापा। गोइंग टू गोवा। ये क्या है पापा? आपने भाई को परमिशन दे दी पर मुझे नहीं, ऐसा क्यों पापा?
तुम एक लड़की हो और तुम्हारा कोई अधिकार नहीं है।
पर पापा इसमें लड़कियों का क्या दोष?
तुम्हारा सबसे बड़ा दोष यही है कि तुम एक लड़की हो। जाकर अपना काम करो।
पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा, बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा।
ओ आमिर खान, पहले दुकान की सफाई कर ले, बाद में पापा का नाम रोशन कर लेना। ये देख कितना कचरा पड़ा है, चल साफ कर।
सफाई तो कर रहा हूँ, पूरा काम कर दो फिर भी मुझे डांटते रहते हो।
बदतमीजी करता है, सामान लड़ाता है।
अरे ये क्या कर रहे हो?
ये मेरा नौकर है, मैं जो चाहूँ इसके साथ करूँगा। तुम कौन होती हो बीच में बोलने वाली?
मैं एनजीओ में काम करती हूँ। छोटे बच्चों से काम करवाना गैर कानूनी होता है। मैं अभी जाके पुलिस में कंप्लेंट लिखवाती हूँ।
मैडम मुझे माफ़ कर दीजिए, ये गलती दोबारा नहीं होगी।
आर्टिकल 14 के अनुसार हमारे साथ कोई भेदभाव नहीं कर सकता है, चाहे वो धर्म, लिंग या जाति के अनुसार ही ना हो।
आर्टिकल 19 और 20 के अनुसार हमें स्वतंत्रता का पूरा अधिकार है और इसे हमसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता, चाहे वो लड़का हो या लड़की, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। आर्टिकल 23 और 24 के अनुसार हम किसी का भी शोषण नहीं कर सकते। तो चलिए अब हम जानते हैं हमारे अधिकारों के बारे में। स्वतंत्रता का अधिकार,
समानता का अधिकार, धार्मिक अधिकार, शोषण के विरुद्ध अधिकार, शिक्षा का अधिकार,
संवैधानिक अधिकार।
अगर कोई व्यक्ति हमारे इन अधिकारों को हमसे छीनना चाहता है तो हम उसकी शिकायत पुलिस में कर सकते हैं और जुर्माने के साथ साथ उसे सजा भी हो सकती है।
तो अब आप सब जान गए होंगे कि ये हमारे मौलिक अधिकार हैं।
ये तो है हमारे मौलिक अधिकार, पर क्या पालन हो रहा है इनका लगातार?
क्यों, क्या हुआ?
लड़का लड़की कैसे हो एक समान जब हो रहा उनका मन लगातार।
निर्भया प्रियंका जैसी न जाने कितनी हो रही दरिंदों का शिकार।
रोज कहीं ना कहीं किसी न किसी लड़की को हो रहा है अत्याचार।
लगाया जाता है सिर्फ लड़की पर दोष, क्यों पहने छोटे कपड़े, क्यों नहीं क्या समय पर फोन।
ये पहचानने की कोशिश नहीं करते कि असली दोषी है कौन।
सिर्फ लड़की को दोष देना है बेकार, अब तो जागो जनता और सरकार।
करो हर नारी का सम्मान, तभी तो घर से कह सकोगे कि लड़का लड़की एक समान,
लड़का लड़की एक समान।
जमाने को चलो बदलते हैं, एक नए दौर की ओर चलते हैं।
हर मानव को मिले शिक्षा, कोई बच्चा न मांगे भिक्षा।
हर बालक की भूख मिटे, शोषण से मुक्ति मिले।
मिट जाए सब भेदभाव, समानता का सबको हो अधिकार।
दुर्बल को सबल बनाए, तब ह्यूमन राइट्स डे मनाए,
तब ह्यूमन राइट्स डे मनाए।
Human trafficking is the third largest organized crime in the world.
The government has taken numerous measures to prevent trafficking. It has ratified the SAC Convention for preventing and combating trafficking in women and children.
Enacting the Immoral Traffic Protection Act 1956 ITPA, which is the premier legislation for prevention of trafficking for commercial exploitation.
Enacting the protection of children from sexual offences, the POCSO Act of 2012 is a special law to protect children from sexual abuse and exploitation.
Recently, the Ministry of Women and Child Development has unveiled the first ever anti-human trafficking law.
Indian government also provides funds for rehabilitation of issues of human trafficking.
We would like to conclude our special assembly by saying that as future citizens, we should be responsible to educate everyone, making them aware of basic human rights which we all possess. Together, let's achieve our goals of a better and safe India.
We deem it a privilege to have been asked to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of Grade 8. A sincere gratitude to the management for giving us this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you to Mamta Maheshwari teacher and her team for the beautiful backdrop.
Thank you Kavita Malani teacher, Mamta Sharma teacher and Rajeshri teacher for transforming our ideas into reality.
A big thank you to Ashan sir, Soumya teacher and all others
who have contributed their valuable inputs to make our assembly better. Thank you, dear friends, for being such a wonderful and patient audience.
We would now like to invite Matthew ma'am and Manju ma'am to give their valuable feedbacks.
What did you think of this special assembly, children? Has it enlightened you? Has it enlightened you? Are you aware of your own human rights that you possess? And do you know they have depicted, I think grade 8, you did a brilliant job. It's not a very easy topic. Could I have the teachers of grade 8 to please come up on stage? And children of grade 8 and the teachers, and Manju for the inputs that you have given, Sheetal for guiding them. I think they have executed this special assembly very, very well. It couldn't have been done better. Very well done. Very well done. Very, very well done. Extremely well done. And to all of you here, I hope this will be an eye-opener for each one of you to fight rightly for what you are entitled to. Don't let anything take away from you the dignity, the individuality of yours. It is your right, girls and boys. You need to keep that in mind. And I'm glad the way you covered everything, you know, every aspect so beautifully. And it was not easy to simplify it in such a manner that children would be able to take and assimilate something from the whole thing. I think it was very, very well done. It's not an easy topic. Definitely, I had my fears for how it was going to be executed. You have taken me by surprise, and I was pleasantly surprised to see how well it was done. Extremely well done. And to all of us here, each one of us, whatever we have seen here, child trafficking, and if any of you have in your domestic help at home who are below age, we spoke of child labor, you need to tell your parents, Mama, Papa, I think this child needs to go to school. You need to wake up. You need to see that where this child could get an admission and see that the child goes to school. I don't know if any of you have little children working in your homes, or even if you go visiting a place and you see at a restaurant or at any place, children who are made to work. They need to be in school. You will be doing Kailash Satyarthi a great favor for all what he had done. Okay, so you have a big role to play. And in school, even bullying one another, you are violating the human rights of another person. So even the bullying that you do here, sometimes I do hear of things happening in our school, and that is something that we need to put it aside, because you need to respect, just as much as you would like to be respected, you need to respect the other person. Will you keep that in mind, children? And don't let anyone steal from you what is rightfully yours. Especially to my girls and young boys here, you need to keep that in mind. And there are agencies today, there are agencies in India and in Hyderabad where you can seek help. We have it here in our school also, where you can go up to the counselor and share what you want. Okay, children, will you keep that in mind? Let's give grade 8, the students who performed and the teachers, a Michaelite clap. Wait for my announcement to finish, children. I know you're all excited. Let's give them the Michaelite clap. And I'll ask. I want you to stop.
When we made up these days that you need to celebrate, we took in a lot and we were wondering, we put these days in the calendar, but will the classes be able to do justice? And let me tell you that every class who came up and celebrated a particular day have done it in style and have done it to the best of their ability and have taken all of us by surprise, including today's show, which was really, really wonderful because it's a very, very serious topic, and to depict it on stage is no mean feat. And I think the class grade 8 teachers, the Hindi teachers, the art teacher, whoever was involved, I think they've done a tremendous job. So let's all also avoid noise pollution and show our appreciation by just putting up our hands and twirling it. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. That's also a way of appreciating these wonderful students and teachers. But there is one thing that I would like to tell you. You have rights, but along with rights, you also have responsibilities, duties. So, when ma'am was talking, I was just thinking about this little incident that happened in England. There was a man, a French man, who was walking on the streets of London with and you know that the weather in London is unpredictable, so everybody carries an umbrella there. And it was a nice sunny day, so he didn't need to use the umbrella. So he was swinging his umbrella up and down and walking happily on the roads. Unfortunately, there was a Britisher who was walking just in front of him, and every time the umbrella swung, he was scared that his nose is going to be chopped off. So then he stopped and he says, you know, you live in a democracy, you live in a free country, but your umbrella should stop where my nose begins. So you need to be responsible to see that you use your rights, but use it in the right way. So even if all of us have rights, yes, but we need to also see that we adhere to the responsibilities and duties. It's very easy to keep saying that it's my right, I will do this. But look inside and see whether you're obeying the laws of the country or the school or wherever you are, and you're doing your bit so that you are allowed to use those rights. Okay? So, like ma'am was talking about bullying, it's your responsibility to see that you don't bully anyone. And it is the right of the person who's being bullied that that person doesn't bully. So it will stop. So automatically your rights will be in place. If each one of us does what we need to do, if each one of us adheres to the rules, if each one of us is aware of our responsibilities and rights, then automatically your rights will be in place. So there are two sides of a coin. Yes, you have rights, but you also have responsibilities. Remember that. with that I leave you. And I must say the Hindi play with the Constitution was really wonderfully depicted. The mime was mind-blowing. I think the children did a great job there. And I know that class 8 teachers had a lot of apprehensions, but let me tell you, you can put your apprehensions to rest because you did a super duper job. And the poem that was chosen, the song that was chosen, the quotes that were chosen was so appropriate and presented in such a manner that I think each one of you understood. Did you understand? Yes. So it was a lesson out of the history book, but so beautifully depicted. Thank you so much, teachers. Thank you. And let's keep this up and let's go from strength to strength. Let us always look within and say that we need to achieve more. Okay? Thank you so much.
Good morning, teachers and children. A lot has been said about the assembly, but it stands out as one of the best assemblies I have witnessed in this year for two reasons. One is it was extremely educative. I'm very happy that Usha Meduri came to me to say that, ma'am, human rights is one thing that we introduce in grade 6. And I think the children will lose out on something if they do not witness this assembly. And I'm so happy that I allowed the grade 6 children to come. Number 2 was, be it the song, be it the dance, be it the mime, there was no Bollywood whatsoever or the music of Bollywood used. It was no slapstick music. It was chosen. I can really imagine the kind of reference work you would have done to get the song and the music and the dialogues and everything which is so age appropriate for this assembly. And I wouldn't have done justice if I had not come here to say the few lines about it. The teamwork that the teachers put in was marvelous. I could see all of them cramped in one class where one dance was going on somewhere, the mime was going on somewhere, and the children who put up the mime, hats off to you. The Hindi teachers. Extremely well done. There was no ambiguity, whatever you were doing. Sometimes you start seeing a mime and it probably takes you a couple of minutes to realize what is it that they are trying to project. From the first second on to the last second, it was bang on. The dialogues for the Hindi skit about Samvidhan and all the words you should be knowing at your age, all the articles that you should be aware of human rights, were beautifully depicted. Very, very well done. God bless and keep up the good work. Deepika for your able guidance. Mamta for the Hindi teachers. The art teachers have done a fantastic job. The folders were very well done. Very good. Keep up the good work.